Okay, turn 22. Throne of the Stars has been claimed, which is nice. We revived some kings, which we needed, and we summoned some Asarapas. In Saboria, we took the province very easily. In Lake Seaweed, we took the province, albeit with a hard fight. Our Ghosty Goos took some damage from all these Triton troopers. We don't have a lot of very high damage units, so it's hard for us to cut through even the fairly basic protection of Triton troopers. But we did win on the power of our ethereal chaff. So all these Tritons got up in our face. We started punching them with our ethereal clubs. The Bandar started slowly leaking around the side and kept coming in with their higher damage attacks. Their attack values very low underwater here, but they did do damage when they hit. So we routed off the standard Tritons eventually, and then we managed to get over here and flank the Triton troopers, and they also broke. So we lost 12 Ganas, 6 of our long dead, 4 long dead Vanara. Didn't lose any of our long dead Bandar, which is nice. And we took control of the province Digmore for free with our scout, so he shouldn't have seen this army, hopefully. So, troops are coordinating, or collapsing on Saboria. We're going to have a pretty significant army here in Saboria next turn, with our Asrapas and our Palankashas, both of which hit very hard. We got to see, this turn, a battle with one of his Nephil Jarls fighting. So now we know what the way that he is gearing and has blessed his Nephil Jarls. So this Nephil Jarl, has unequaled obesity, so a whole bunch of extra hit points. Ring of Regeneration, Frostbrand. I think we actually saw one. Oh yeah, we actually saw one fighting last turn as well. We already knew basically what was going on here. In any case, this Nephil Jarl's charging in, wipes out some province defense. He has his Blood Surge active. He's larger. He has poison resistance, so he's just not taking any shit today. Great. That's fine by me. Tianqi, meanwhile, has moved to besiege Niflheim itself, with a pretty significant army, actually. They've got over 30 of their Warriors of the Five Elements, and let's see how they're blessing them. I don't remember if I've seen the bless. They're summoning a whole lot of Ancestor Spirits with Call Ancestor, which makes me think they're probably dropping some blessings. I see them dropping some blessings. Ah, here comes the Divine Blessing. Okay, so he was waiting till he had the ghosts out. So, Divine Blessing. So we've got Blood Bond, Invulnerability, Undying, Magic Resistance, and Bark Skin. Interesting. That's not the bless I would choose for early age Tianqi, but of course this is Accidental Ascension, so you don't get to make those choices. So, yeah, Invulnerable, Stygian Skin, and Bark Skin. What am I doing? I've just forgotten his bless, that's all. That's why I'm looking at this. I didn't bother to look it back up again on the list. Yeah, it's not a super impressive bless, but fortunately, Warriors of the Five Elements are very, very good at killing giants anyway. So the Warriors of the Five Elements charge in, they chop up the Jotun militia here, and just wipe the place out. He's also got some noble chariots in this army. So, yeah, he had one noble commander. Huh, interesting. That must be an event spawn or something, because it's not a noble commander. He had 7 noble chariots. He took a few casualties, including losing a few of his Warriors of the Five Elements, but overall, I think he's got Niflheim in kind of a difficult spot. Now, that army will take some time to break down the walls, because that army only has a little bit under 100 siege strength. I'm actually gathering more siege strength than that in this province right now. I'm up to 150 with just those, and then these ladies are right now 2.6 each in my turmoil domain. So yeah, so I'm gathering about 175 siege strength here. My goal, this army, once I collapse them all together, this army can beat a Nephil Jarl. I think. That Nephil Jarl, that's the obese one, so he has over 130 hit points and is regenerating. But the fact of the matter is, my Sacreds hit like trucks. They hit so hard. We're looking at 30 damage plus hits, 20 piercing damage from the Asrapas, and they will also inflict they'll also get the extra damage from their unholy weapons, because they have that effect, because my god is awake. So they'll be doing extra damage to him because he's sacred. They will, if they get into melee with him, they'll cut him down. Now, the frost aura that he has will hurt them a lot, but even the Bandar honestly would hurt him. I think my Sacreds would actually be able to kill him before freezing to death. So I am gathering everybody together just as a precaution in case he decides to push down this way, but if I was him, I wouldn't. If I was him, I would try to deal with this fucking situation, because this is a problem. That guy might be able to beat this army. Especially if there's another Neefel Jarl in there who can break out alongside him. 2 or 3 of these Neefel Jarls with regeneration and AoE weapons could almost certainly beat this army, just because the Bless is not fantastic, and the Warriors of the 5 Elements wouldn't be able to do, I think, enough damage quickly enough to avoid... Well, they won't freeze, because they have cold resistance. At the very least, 2 or 3 Neefel Jarls could do a lot of damage to this army and potentially prevent them from breaking in. That said, another strategy might be this guy might retreat to Rasenna. So my goal is going to be to gather my army, push up into Bergamum, and try and take the fort in Rasenna, which is on a large province, you can tell by the houses. That's my goal there. I've got Stainless Steel here. I have him summoning Asrapas while DMX researches. Once again, I'm recruiting Raktapatas. I have finished my Fort Lab Temple up here, so I'm recruiting Raktapatas from here as well. And I'm starting to recruit some Light Bandar Archers. Light Bandar Archers have pretty high damage longbows. They're not very precise, but I can cast Wind Guide fairly easily. And longbows, high damage longbows are, I think, pretty good, especially against early age Tianqi. Warriors of the 5 Elements, for example, do not like being shot with high damage longbows. It's one of their least favorite activities. So I think that would be very, very useful. Up here, the Nonstop Pop Pop is building a lab so that I can start recruiting potentially Yoginis or something up here. Or once I claim the throne, I'll be able to recruit, of course, the Mages of Autumn, which would be super, super radical. Absolutely radical. And I think... Where's my prophet again? Yes, Amorotama is over here. I'll tell you what, actually, Amorotama, give those guys to Dharmendra. You move over there to claim the throne. Do not move that way. Please do not do that. Dharmendra will move the troops over here. That does mean I'm going to lose my Divine Blessing. So we're going to have to just bless a couple times. Have you standing right here. And these guys can hold an attack. And hold an attack. My Sacreds, fortunately, are faster than my other troops by actually a good bit, so I can set the Bandar kind of back a little bit. So that the Sacreds, in case there is a Jarl coming to attack us, the Sacreds will hit him first. So, I think that'll work fine. My Prophet, Amorotana, will go over there and claim the throne. We are going to... Ooh, I actually need to upgrade this fort, too. I'll start that next turn. My income is much higher now that I've claimed these 2 provinces, because they're like 170 extra income, almost 180. Actually, they are 181 extra income. We're blood hunting down here in Aprisia, and we actually did quite well. 11 blood slaves in Aprisia, 19 in Cormark. Cormark hates my guts. I need to be patrolling more, but that's what these Mound Kings are for. The Mound Kings are going to move out into those provinces. We'll switch some people over into Raising Solus. Actually, I should switch you over into Raising Solus right now. And you can also do the same thing. And we will use Mound Kings to lead Solus to patrol. Mound Kings can lead 80 undead. And 80 Solus can do a lot of patrolling. We will turn the rebels into zombies and use them to oppress their friends. In terms of research, we're heading down to enchantment level 5. I'm looking at it again and I'm like, I don't think I actually need enchantment level 5 right now. What would enchantment level 5 give me? It will give me Horde of Skeletons and Pale Riders. That's important if I want to use blood magic in combat. If I want to use Sabbaths, Horde of Skeletons would be very valuable. But that's not really what I'm doing right now, so I think I'm going to stop at enchantment 4, which will already be a couple of turns. And then... Because blood magic level 4 is actually really valuable because it gives me Bloodlust, which is +4 strength to all my demons, which is all of my sacred summons. And of course, construction level 4 increases the efficiency of my blood economy hugely. So I think it needs to be enchantment, construction, blood, and then we need to run down alteration, probably. Because alteration will give us wooden well, no, I don't really want wooden warriors. Alteration will give us swarm, potentially Mother Oak. But I don't think we're really in contention for Mother Oak in this game, because we've got Pangea and a couple of Satisses. So I don't think we're gonna get... I don't think we're looking at Mother Oak, really. Against Pangea? Nah, doubtful. Highly, highly doubtful. So, yeah, I'll want to go back to enchantment, because enchantment will give me more death stuff and more air stuff. At the very high levels of enchantment, you end up with life after death, mass flight. Those are super, super valuable spells for you. Rigor mortis, of course. All that good stuff. But I'll also want to just go down blood, because I'll want to hit blood 6 fairly soon. That will get me Dakini. Dakini are fantastic. They're amazing summons. And of course, along the way, sort of as a side note, it will also give me Vampire Lords. I'll want to go down some Thaumaturgy, probably, just because Thaumaturgy gives me Wither Bones, which will be useful against Skelispace. It's like a hard counter to some undead strategies. And also Thaumaturgy gives me Gale Gate, which I can potentially cast late game. That's the air gem gen. I really wish DMX had some air, but he does not, unfortunately, so won't be able to use him for that. Might have to empower somebody at some point or something. I don't know. I also need to do more site searching, because I have not done much, I tell you what. Everybody's been busy. But the Nonstop Pop-Pop will build a lab there, and then he'll site search that province, and then we'll try to move him around to site search some other places as well. Definitely need to get everything site searched up to 2 in Death, Air, and Nature at least. And we'll see how we go from there. I also have one guy forging Imp Familiars, which will give a research bonus to all of my mages. In fact, I already have one, so you, sir, there's your Imp Familiar. Good luck with it. And that's the turn for now. Now, turn 24 is the earliest turn Utgard can declare war on me, or I can declare war on Utgard. Right now, I don't plan to do so. We'll see how the war between them and Sarmatia is going. Hopefully, it's going very slowly and nobody is making progress. That would be ideal. But, in any case, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, folks, turn 23. We captured more than 20 blood slaves this turn. Fantastic. We did not get into any battles, because if you recall, we were holding back in order to try and bait that Nifl Jarl into attacking us. And the Nifl Jarl did not attack us. Some Jotun forces attacked a very, very small group, attacked Wick Forest in an effort to reclaim it, and they got wrecked. I think because they failed to account for the fact that this is actually an armor-negating attack, and the Woodland Spirits are ethereal. So, this Jotunhurst had a disease, and I think this is a hero. I think this was their original leader, but injured and not very useful. This may be the remnants of their very first expansion party, but, or the losers of a battle. But in any case, they just got wrecked. These Woodland Spirits have a lot of awe, they regenerate, and of course they're ethereal. So, I mean, if they're hit, they're going to die, but they didn't really get hit. So, you know, they only took 2 casualties. Sort of hilarious. In Niflheim, a Nifl Jarl broke out, and the Tianchi army had moved away. This is Guttorm the Nifl Jarl dual-wielding Frostbrands. Sort of hilarious. Pretty effective overall. I mean, he'll be able to hit 2 squares per turn, but the one guy maintaining the siege just ran away, and the army moved to Bergamum. And in Bergamum, they caught this Nifl Jarl, who was sitting there waiting for my army to attack him, I think. So they caught Danpur the Nifl Jarl, and watch. Danpur's buffing himself up, he drops Breath of Winter, so his cold aura is now immensely powerful. However, Warriors of the 5 Elements have that cold resistance 5 baked in. So that frost damage, if we look at Damper the Nifl Jarl, no, he's not doing it yet, I don't think. If we run through a few rounds here, Damper is getting hit by lightning bolts and ancestral spirits, who are actually going to paralyze him shortly. And then you notice all these guys are surrounding him. Like, I think Danper isn't going to show the rolls. Oh yeah, he does. So, see, he's just, the damage roll is very, very minimal. It's, because the damage roll that a cold aura actually makes for each hit is only 2. It's 2 plus a DRN versus a prot, which is prot plus DRN. Or, actually, it's armor negating, I think. But, cold resistance counts twice, counts double. So, it starts off at -8. And then its DRN roll -8 has to match a flat DRN roll from the Warriors of the 5 Elements. So it almost never does any fatigue damage to them. Almost never. Occasionally, but not often. Also, he is of course also surrounded by ancestral spirits, which are very hard to hit because they're ethereal. And they are cold resistant 15, so they're just not going to be affected by it. So in other words, he's not accomplishing anything. He's standing there hitting people with his frost brand, killing them very, very slowly, while the warriors of the 5 elements get at him with their 6 attacks per square. And even though his protection is quite high, their attacks are piercing damage half the time, and they hit hard enough to hurt him. So Damper the Evil Jarl gets paralyzed and chopped to ribbons right through his regeneration. That is an ignominious death for a very powerful giant. So that was great. And then Tianxi sent me a message saying, hey, I'm moving out. Go ahead and go move over to the west and take those provinces. And I'm like, yes, I will do that. I will absolutely do that thing. Unfortunately, L'Is was attacked by dire wolves. Now, you may recognize L'Is as being a province that isn't actually very valuable or important, except, oh yeah, my prophet was walking through this province this turn. So he got 8. The wolves are comically terrible fighters, so they actually lost a lot fighting my 6 points of province defense, but they and their direwolf compadres raced through and murdered my prophet. And he's dead now. Fuck me, right? Jesus Christ. So, that happened. However, I have enough gold this turn. I actually have income now, because a combination of capturing those provinces and just generally making more money, I guess. In any case, and Saboria. So I'm moving up into Bergamum, and then I'm going to swing this army west. I do have 175 siege strength, so I should be able to knock... This is a giant fortress, so it'll take several turns to knock down, which means I'll probably leave kind of a token force investing it, conquer other provinces while I bring up more troops. I am recruiting light Bandar archers, which have 2 siege strength each, so I'm pumping out a whole bunch of them. The longbows will be helpful, and I'll be able to use them to help storm the fort. Down over here, we've got my undeads beginning to patrol, so this undead unit is moving out to actually join the fighting. Long dead Bandar warriors have pretty good siege strength. Soulless Bandar actually also have pretty good siege strength, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take any soulless Bandar I have and join the Black Parade with them. Only 1. So, Unburied, he's actually going to go up here and kill these wolves first, and then he'll, like, double back to join me. Because fuck those wolves, am I right? We're recruiting more Apsaras, or we're summoning more Asrapas, sorry. Not Apsaras, Asrapas. Apsaras are something different. I forget what exactly they are. In any case, we're summoning more of them here. DMX is still just researching, because he's still a very large fraction of my total research. My total research is abysmal. It is garbage. It would be hilarious if it wasn't so sad. We're pumping out some Raktapadas here. Over here, we are building a temple in Yellow Mountains so that we can also recruit Raktapadas there. That's right. Actually, I tell you what. I desperately need to be getting some research, so I think over here instead, you can just like, hold on to your horses for a second. Tell you what, why don't you search for magic sites? You can build a fortress, and then we'll cut out a couple of our Bandar in order to start recruiting a Yogini over here. So we're upgrading the fortress, we're recruiting a Yogini. That'll be fine. So we'll start recruiting some actual mages out here in Yellow Mountains. We won't be able to claim that throne yet, unfortunately, because my fucking prophet got ate by dogs. So, you know. It is turn 23, so theoretically, Utgard could redeclare war next turn. I really hope he doesn't do that. I would like it if he didn't. I think he's still fighting Saromesha, but I don't actually have confirmation of that, so I need to, like, confirm that ASAP. I do have a bunch of scouts sitting around, so I'm going to sneak some scouts over into Utgard's territory. Down here, we're beginning to blood hunt this province as well. We're reanimating Soulless. We've got a bunch of animals and such patrolling, and we also have a bunch of undead patrolling, plus 1 horse-tribe cavalry. I'll actually leave him in the garrison, because he's the garrison bro. I need to get some... I'm moving down a couple of my recruited Atavi chieftains to ferry blood slaves from this province to Lanka. This province, we're going to actually burn through the rest of the population fairly quickly if we keep dragging blood slaves out of it at this rate, which is fine. We'll absolutely just burn through the remaining population there. Head over to Digmore, burn through the population of Digmore down to about 3,000. Burn through the population of Siboria. Like, I don't give a shit. I will massacre my populace. The only province I might not blood hunt to hell and gone is Zox, and that's only because it has a lot of income and I'd like to keep that. But beyond that, fair game. Everywhere's fair game. I mean, fuck, I'll blood hunt Lanka if I have to. In any case, what I'm hoping to happen here is Tianxi ends up with this, basically. And I end up with all this. That would be lovely. And that would give me a little bit of a territorial edge on Utgard, and the ability to place some pressure when we inevitably go back to war, which I just assume is going to happen. I assume we're going to go back to war. That is kind of an ugly province for me to take. I will need fire resistance to get in on it, which is in kind of short supply for me. But we'll work something out. We'll get something done. So yeah, recruiting troops to go siege. Not recruiting anything in the capital except a Raktapada for right now. We've got good old stainless steel summoning his Asarapas. We're going to hit enchantment level 4 pretty soon. My research speed should be going up, although, I mean, frankly, I'm moving out a whole bunch of blood mages to blood hunt, so, like, these Raktapadas are not actually increasing my research at all, which is one reason why it is so garbage, because all of my Raktapadas are out blood hunting. It is the curse of blood nations. It is really, really common. I don't need to I'm not going to make another Imp Familiar. Honestly, they're not super good research boosters. I'll make them in the future if I can, but I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. Other things that are bad, my gem income. My gem income is very bad. I definitely need to do something about that. So the nonstop pop is site searching. We also have up here, we've combined this army under slightly fewer commanders so that Gurdia can go back to site searching. So Gurdia will be site searching these provinces up here. All of these provinces need to be searched. And this one actually also needs to be searched for nature, so I definitely need to get a Yogini to do that as well. There are just too many things that I need to be doing, and not enough mages or time to do them in. I also need to site search Zox, so we're going to be working on that, and hopefully we'll be snagging some territory from Niflheim while we're at it on the cheap, so that we can focus on getting some shit going, because it is late in the game to be this poor and this limited. My start was so very bad. I've like partially kind of ish recovered, but I really need to make up some lost time. Right now, it's turn 23. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 provinces. Yeesh. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, ideally, although I think that might be Utgard's. It's close to Utgard, so that may well be Utgard's province. So hopefully I'll just grab some of these up here, make a little bit of progress, make a little quick cash, as it were, and be happy with my life. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 24, and of course, don't lose faith in DMX. DMX will prevail. Anyways, take care. Alright, turn 24. Blood hunting starting to pick up. Almost 40 slaves this turn. We hit enchantment level 3, heading up to enchantment level 4. Found a wolf oak, so a little bit of nature income. Good. Gems starting to move slightly back up towards where they kind of need to be. We took the Isbak, lost 3 Ganas to wipe out the wolves. And we took Bergamum. We were allowed to do this. This was fine. That was A-okay'd by Tianxi. So we're moving in with that. We're moving over here to Rasenna. We don't actually have the force of arms to take it right now. And what we're going to need to do is, in terms of gold, the most efficient way, light band or archers are pretty efficient for getting siege strength. In terms of recruitment points, they're a little bit inefficient compared to spamming out a ton of Atavi infantry. There's only 2 Gigas in Rasenna, so we should be able to overwhelm the fort pretty quickly. The problem is that it's going to take us 4 turns to siege it down with this army. So what we're going to need to do is kind of leave some troops there and then bring in a whole bunch of siege chaff to break it down. So I'm thinking Atavi infantry are the way forward here. Because I can recruit over 30 Atavi infantry, just churn them out of this fort, and then down here I can get another 20. And that, I think, is the way to go. I think we get Trast up there to lead... Actually, get Trast over there to lead those troops. Unburied here can lead 55 non-undead units, so he can pick up those troops. And those two can both storm up there to join Rasenna, join knocking that down. I should be able to pick up at least a couple of provinces here. Pick up that. Hopefully I can double back and get Wick Forest as well. And then use Wick Forest to get Esnafale, or Eknafale. Now, this is Satis. They probably already have that swamp. If not, then I can take that swamp and use that to double back around as well. But we'll see, and I may even be able to snatch Druid land. Now, I've been talking with a couple of other neighbors. Mictlan, for one, has actually moved into this lake, so I think Shinoyama failed to take it, and now Mictlan has snatched it up. Utgard seems to be doing fine, which is a little bit distressing, actually, but Utgard has been pushing, apparently, on Sauromatia, which shouldn't be too far away. For reference, 1, 2, 3 provinces between our capitals. 1, 2, 3. That would say that Sauromatia, assuming relatively even distribution, which is true in this map generator, Sauromatia should be right around in this area. So Utgard is at least holding them back, more likely pushing them pretty hard. And I hear that Pangaea is also fighting Sauromatia, so Sauromatia may not be long for this world. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, that's okay. They've done their job in buying me enough time to get back on my feet. So we'll just wave them goodbye, I think. In terms of research, as long as I can hit my 3 level 4s, I'll be in a much, much better place. Enchantment level 4 gives me Cloud Trapeze. Of course, Construction level 4 gives me basic items and enhanced blood hunting efficiency. And of course, Blood Magic 4 will give me Rakshasa Warriors, as well as Bloodlust, a fantastic demon buff that will enable my demons to kill giants if necessary pretty effectively. After that, I do need to get down to level 6 to summon Dakini, but before I do that, I need to get some more Conjuration, I think. I think I really want to get down to Conjuration level 5 for, like, Howl and stuff like that. And I actually, to be honest, I would really like to get down to Conjuration level 6. And I need Alteration at least level 4. Or Mistform at level 3, Wind Guide at level 4 is a great spell for me. And some of the death spells as well. And of course, I also need to go down enchantment further for higher level death spells. Dakinis are high level air mages, so that's where Alteration is important there. Evocation would also actually be good, although I can definitely dispense with it if necessary. Evocation has some great high level air stuff. Thaumaturgy, Excuse me, I don't really need Thaumaturgy. Terror is a good Thaumaturgy spell, and Auspex for remote air sight searching. That could be very, very useful. That's honestly the biggest draw of Thaumaturgy is remote nature and air sight searching, which I will definitely want to do at some point. Conjuration gives me remote death sight searching, though, and in fact, I don't have it yet, because it is Conjuration 3. Conjuration 3 might be a really good pickup to get in here somewhere. But I need to get enchantment and construction at least first, and my research is still very, very poor. I am reviving one more king. I'm reviving that king in order to lead some of the troops I'm gathering here. Bhadravasa is taking these Asrapas up north as well. I've got 2 Raktapadas up here. I kind of want to just be researching with them since my blood hunting is going okay. But I also want to establish blood hunting in Siboria as fast as possible. Actually, you know what? I am just going to research with them for right now. That'll be fine. That will be just fine. But yeah, we're reviving another king. Over here, where the fortress is upgrading, the non-stop pop-pop is actually moving. I'm not going to build a temple here just yet. Mainly because I'm going to use this as a Yogini recruitment facility in order to help ramp my research up, because I desperately need to ramp it up. It's turn 24, I don't even have 100 research points per turn. That honestly is my biggest weakness right now. Right now, the emphasis, the focus really has to be on driving my mage count upwards, and I may in fact even put a pause to recruiting blood hunters in order to churn out Yogini at all 3 forts. If I'm pushing out Yogini at all 3 forts, my research will be going up by over 30 points per turn, which will get me back to where I need to be-ish. Hopefully. It will at least slow the bleeding. And that's my biggest problem. My biggest problem right now is I'm at the stage of the game. Like, I have provinces, I have an okay, a smallish but possibly usable empire, but I'm at the point of the game where I should have level 5 research. And I only have level 3. And I'm not going to have level 5 for a little while. So research really, really has to start getting done like now. I'm recruiting another Raksharaja. He will help summon more Asrapas, which will allow either him or Stainless Steel, depending on who has the best paths for it, to go sight searching. I'm hoping that he's another Death 2 random, but I'd also take Air 3. The non-stop pop-pop, going to double down here, sight search that province, sight search that province. My newly recruited dude will site search there, there, and then head up this way, and will join the armies at the front. At some point after I've gotten gear and amassed enough armies, enough troops, I will need to take on Agenor. It's going to be a pain in the ass because I don't have fire resistance in any really achievable way. So that will suck. I absolutely do need to claim the throne and start recruiting Mages of Autumn as well. They're less efficient researchers, especially because they're slow to recruit, but they're cheap because they're slow to recruit. Only 70 gold per turn, and they give me Earth Magic. And that variety will be super, super important. So basically, the fastest way to do that is actually just going to be declaring a profit, I think. I could send DMX. Well, actually, DMX can get there in, I think, 2 turns. He's almost half my research, but yeah, that's worthwhile. Let's move DMX over there, claim that, and start recruiting Mages of Autumn there. That'll be fine. It will give me death, unfortunately, but, like... it sucks, but it's a price I just have to pay. If necessary, I can cast Blood Fecundity on some of my provinces, if that's important. But for right now, I just have to live with it. I'll try not to spread my Dominion too hard. Although, I mean, on the other hand, the problem is I really want to spread my Dominion really hard because I want to have Turmoil 3 everywhere I'm fighting, if possible. And other nations didn't end up with Turmoil 3. In fact, like Utgard ended up with Order 3. Order 3 sucks to have my demons fighting in. Up here, for reference, my Chaos Power is dropping my attack, defense skills, and strength significantly on all my demons. Now, they still have okay stats, but it's not important. Like these Azrapas. Azrapas in Order 3 are actually kind of bad. That's actually something I need to be paying a lot more attention to. I didn't realize that Utgard also had Order 3. Oh god, that sucks so much. Shinuyama has Turmoil. But yeah, Utgard has Order. Okay. Gath has Turmoil. Tianxi... I don't know what Tianxi has. Gath has Turmoil. Shinuyama has Turmoil. Okay, so actually, never mind that. I need to start spreading my Dominion as aggressively as possible. I've got to build more temples because I've got to have my Dominion pushing out into provinces that I'm about to attack so that my demons won't suck. Because right now, like up here in Order 3, these Palankashas are not great anymore in Order 3. They just have... their strength is a lot lower. I mean, a lot of these guys are actually really crippled up because they've been expanding and fighting so much, but even the ones that are not crippled up, stats, not fantastic. Certainly not worth 50 gold. And then the Azrapas just actually suck. I mean, the Azrapas are actually not very good in Order 3. And dropping Bloodlust on them will help, but still... yikes. I need to get Darkness as well. Where's Darkness again? Darkness is... yeah, Alteration 6. So I desperately need to go down Alteration. In order to get Darkness, I need Alteration, I need Bloodlust. Yeah, so Enchantment 4, Construction, and then Blood Magic, and then I'm gonna have to run straight for Alteration 6, I think. I think that's how that has to go. I may have to skip out to run down Alteration a little quicker, but we'll see if we can make it with that. I haven't recruited any Kalamukas. Kalamukas are better reanimators, so I'm considering doing that, but right now I don't have the money for them. They're less efficient mages, they wouldn't add to my research or anything, and I really kind of have to pick what it is that I want right now. And hordes of undead, hordes of shitty monkey long dead are not going to do it for me. My national long dead is bad. It's unreliable, inefficient, and not very strong. And I'm up against, in particular in Utgard, who I think is probably going to be my big risk here. Utgard just has much better undead than I do. So, kind of a problem. You can also be reanimating Soulless, however. Yeah, reanimate Soulless. That's fine. But I'm getting plenty of blood slaves now. And I should be able to keep churning out demons for a little bit. I should also start saving up some blood slaves in order to empower and or to summon Dakini as soon as I hit blood 6. I've got to hit blood 6, I've got to hit alteration 6. The order in which I hit those different 6s kind of could be variable, but partially it's going to depend on how much research I can manage to rack up. If I can get this fortress, start churning mages out of all 4 forts, and end up with, you know, if by turn 30 I have like 200 research per turn, 200 research per turn by turn 30 is still so garbage. That's amazingly garbage. I mean, to be honest, I'm probably going to lose this game just from insufficiency of research, but we will fight as long as we can. We will do what we can. We will try to accomplish our goals. That beginning has probably crippled us, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Like for example, I know, I'm 100% sure, I will guarantee you that Utgard is spamming Horde of Skeletons from his communions. So, which meaning I'm betting that Utgard has Thaumaturgy at least 1, probably 2 or 3, plus Enchantment 5, plus probably a good bit of Alteration. Tianqi, I haven't really seen Tianqi casting many spells. I don't know what they have, but more than me, that's for fucking sure. Satis, likewise, will have Enchantment 5 by now. Most people should have a 5 in something by turn 24, and I just, yikes, it's bad. It is bad mojo. But we're getting back on our feet, churning out some troops, making some plays, accomplishing some stuff. So, might be doable. We'll see how it goes. If we can really get the demon factories online and running, if we can start churning out Dakini, and then ramp up to start summoning vampire lords, then we'll be in business in some kind of way. We'll be able to accomplish some kind of thing. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 25.